So here's the reason why I was missing from VEDA for the last 2 weeks. The event started on August 18th. It was about 4 a.m. My roommate knocks on my door and says, "Hung, I got a girl over and she wants money or else she's gonna call the police." And I'm like, okay, I really don't have time for this, but I started getting dressed and not more than 30 seconds later, the fire alarm goes off. And as I make myself outside, there's this large Native American fellow sitting on my futon. So at this point, I was like, I really don't have time for this. John, you better help get this guy out of here while this fire alarm is going off. So apparently he had uninvited guests over my place. And I pretty much put 2 and 2 together, thinking that the girl pretty much pulled the fire alarm. So we pretty much made it downstairs, and I tried to grab a police officer. And I grabbed John as well, hoping that he can explain to the police officer what was going on. But the officer wouldn't have anything to do with me. He just pushed me aside and pretty much went into the building. About half an hour gone by and no officer has talked to me since. At that point, the alarm has stopped and everyone was pretty much invited back into the building. So as I go upstairs, the Native American guy is still on my couch. So I'm like, John, you better get this guy out of here. Otherwise I'm gonna go downstairs and get the police and get him out for you. And I also have to mention that on this day I had to get up early to work as well. So at that point it was about 4:45. I had about half an hour to get ready. So I went in the bathroom, got ready, and when I came out, Native American guy wasn't there anymore. My roommate wasn't there anymore. So I'm like, okay, good. At least that's resolved and I can figure this out when I get home. But as I stepped outside, Constable Nelson was waiting for me. He politely said, hands up in the air where I can see them, and slowly put them behind your back, where he proceeded to handcuff me. Not exactly a great way to start the day. Constable Nelson was nice though. After explaining to me I was the landlord of this place and that I slept through most of this thing, after 5 minutes or so he uncuffed me. So after I told him what happened in my side of the suite, I asked him what exactly was going on. And he said that an alleged sexual assault has occurred in my unit. So I was pretty much late for work on August 18th, waiting for the CSI guys to come in and swab down my entire place. So I was pretty much handcuffed, detained for an hour, had my place searched up and down, and already late for work. Not exactly a great way to start off the week. I at least had work to go to take things off my mind. When I got home after work and just fuming about the whole incident, John already got out of jail and sequestered himself in his room. And that was probably for the best because I had a chance to sleep it over and actually try to find the proper words for the upcoming eviction. And there was no way around it. It was essentially eviction from the beginning. Whether the story of the sexual assault and its allegations were true or not, God forbid the poor girl, it didn't matter. He was going to be evicted anyways. This was just too much to handle. So before I actually did this, I went to the condo board and asked them for advice on how to proceed with an eviction. And they gave me some very useful tips. So he was evicted last week on August the 19th, the following day after. And he says that he is moving out on the 31st. Thank God. But the reality is I have to live with him for the next 5 days or so before he moves out. And pretty much over the last couple of days, he's been trying to weasel himself out of the damage deposit, which is essentially going to be going towards paying the fire department for the false alarm charges and to repair the damaged alarm that was broken there. What pisses me off the most is that he doesn't want to take any responsibility for this, for having these uninvited guests over and causing the amount of trouble that he did. He pretty much blamed everything from me to the condo board for letting these people in the first place. And he says that, oh, it could have been any building that it came from. I'm like, John, there's like 10 cameras that caught you bringing these people in and the girl running outside the door. So as of September 1st, I'm going to be roommate free. I don't know if you guys have any horrible roommate stories as that, but I love to hear them just to make myself know I'm not alone out there. Once this is over though, I'm hoping to get back to doing what I love, watching your guys' videos and commenting on them. But right now, the last 2 weeks or so, the eviction process has been eating up my life. So I'm sorry that I was away this long, but sometimes shit like this takes precedence. Love your faces.